Hello everyone, very good evening. Am I audible to all of you? We will start the session within 5 minutes so that everyone can join. Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you. Am I audible? Can you confirm?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. Very good evening to all of you. And first of all, thank you for enrolling, participate in our free webinar in the clinical research. So basic motto behind this to know everything about the clinical research, because mostly students have the query how to do the career, what are the challenges, how many the opportunities, how to apply, how many companies. So many n number of questions are there, and definitely these questions arises from fresher point of view. So even you are doing any kind of the job and want to do the career in the clinical research, and even you are a fresher, you are student, you are studying your academics, this webinar is all out for you. Okay, so feel free to ask the question after this session presentation ends. So I request this webinar is organized first of all by the Global Pharma Academy and in the collaboration with our YouTube channel Things by Amit. So I request our trainer and our guest actually to present the direct presentation without wasting any time. Directly they can start the presentation. Thank you.
So yes, Amit, we can start. Madam, have you joined?
Yes, I have. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Can thank you very much. So let me share my screen, and after that, can anyone let me know whether they are able to see screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
You can. Everyone can see now. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining this free webinar on for the course of clinical research. So today we have topic that introduction to clinical research. We'll look into the clinical research, that introduction to clinical trials, what exactly the clinical trials, what is the drug discovery and development, what is the process, how drug is being discovered, कैसे उसका development होता है, what are the different phases of clinical trial, क्या क्या phases होते हैं, research concept, how do we do research in clinical trial, what exactly we do in clinical research, process of clinical research, क्या process होता है, how we can go for further step one, step two, what are the different steps in clinical research or clinical trials, and domains and careers in clinical trial, what we can get it after completion of this course. Is it okay if I can combine with Hindi and English, or specifically you would like to go for English?
सभी तो
Thank you, combined.
All are comfortable with both, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So introduction to clinical trial. कभी हम लोगों ने सोचा है कि whenever we are taking a drug, कभी किसी को दिक्कत होती है, किसी को दिक्कत नहीं होती, कभी someone gets relief in one tablet, someone did not get relief. कई बार ऐसा जैसे हम लोग देखा होगा, कोई इन्फेक्शन होता है तो कई बार एंटीबायोटिक किसी पे चेंज, किसी पे इफेक्ट नहीं कर रही होती है, देन दे आपका ट्रीटिंग फिजिशियन होता है, स्विच ऑन द डिफरेंट एंटीबायोटिक्स, ब्लड कल्चर कराता है. सो दीज आर द डिफरेंट वे, मतलब हाउ यू कम टू नो दैट भाई ड्रग कैसे बनी, कैसे, इज एनीवन नो कि क्या प्रोसेस है, कैसे you will say that are the safe, or what is something, anything, any idea? Okay, let's see. So how we would be knowing this medicine or what we are taking is safe or not? So did you know that all medicinal drugs, treatment, preventive, and even medical devices have go through a thorough process before they are available for you? So they are having a thorough procedure from which they need to go undergo, and after that it all the drug treatment or whatever it may be, it will come into the market, and then it will drug is approved for that. The process of thorough process is called a clinical trial. So what are clinical trials? Any investigation in human subjects intended to discover or verify the clinical, pharmacological, and or other pharmacodynamic effects of an investigational product and or to identify any adverse reaction to an investigational product, and or to study absorption ADME, absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion of an investigational product with the object of ascertaining its safety and efficacy. मतलब कोई भी ऐसा इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो ह्यूमन सब्जेक्ट्स में हो रहा है, either to discover new drug or either to verify its clinical properties or pharmacological properties, pharmacodynamic, जैसे absorption, distribution and metabolism and excretion, किसी भी तरह से related investigation or any study which is conducted in humans are called clinical trials. The term clinical trial and clinical study are synonymous. Both are same. Clinical trial कह लें या clinical study कह लें. Clinical means on humans. Either trial or study, we are doing any kind of trial or any kind of study in humans. It is called clinical trial, clinical study. Clinical trial is a part of drug development process. Drug development process is a very vast process, and clinical trial is a part of that whole process. It is a very small part of that whole process when the drug is being synthesized from the lab to coming to the market, and even after approval, the trials which we conduct. When we need to do the clinical trial, सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन हम कभी भी कर सकते हैं क्लिनिकल ट्रायल, या इन विच सर्टेन कंडीशंस होती है वहां पर हम लोग कर सकते हैं. तो हम लोग क्लिनिकल ट्रायल कब कर सकते हैं? व्हेन द ड्रग इज न्यू ड्रग्स, या फिर कोई पुरानी ड्रग है बट न्यू एप्लीकेशन आया है. सपोज ड्रग इज इन ओरल, उसका इंजेक्टेबल आया है, या लॉन्ग एक्टिंग ड्रग्स आई है, या सस्टेन रिलीज. सो व्हेनेवर देयर इज ए चेंज इन ओल्ड ड्रग, that is new application, we'll do the clinical trial. Medical devices के लिए हम लोग करते हैं. Novel drug delivery system, जब भी either any for novel drug delivery system जैसे patches हो गए, sublingual हो गए, so particles हो गए, nanoparticles हो गए, so these are the biosimilars हो गए, so these are the novel drug delivery systems. So based on that, whenever these condition met, we do the clinical trial.
क्या करूँ इसका?
I request everyone to please keep yourself mute. Next question is when we do the clinical trial, वो हमने देखा कब करते हैं. Next is why we do the clinical trial, हम करते क्यों हैं, मतलब what is the requirement of that. ऐसा कोई क्या requirement है या ऐसी क्या जरूरत है, we need to do the clinical trial. So basically the first one is to prove drug is safe and efficacious for use in human. मतलब ड्रग जो है हमारी सेफ है और सेफ्टी के संग इफेक्टिव भी है. पता चला ड्रग आपकी सेफ है बट आपको फीवर आ रहा है, आपको ऐसी ड्रग दी जो सेफ होता है, उससे आपको कोई इफेक्ट नहीं आएगा, बट यू आर नॉट कीपिंग वेल, आपको कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा, फीवर नहीं उतर रहा है आपका, तो इसका ड्रग का कोई मीन नहीं रहता है. तो ड्रग शुड बी इफेक्टिव एंड सेफ एंड इफेक्टिव एंड टू बी यूज्ड इन ह्यूमंस. Next is to develop better strategies for prevention of disease and promotion of health. Whatever that treatment plan we have, we always see to develop new strategies, new treatment plan, new molecules, new drugs from the same class of drug to treat or to prevent the disease and promotion of health. Next is we do clinical trial to develop better and safe drug for existing and emerging diseases. मतलब हम लोग आज जो ड्रग्स हैं उसको कैसे हाउ वी कैन बेटर फॉर द एग्जिस्टिंग या कई आने वाली कुछ डिजीज हैं उसको हम कैसे थिंक कर सकते हैं, कैसे उसको बेटर वे में उसको हम लोग ट्रीट करने के लिए नई दवाओं में चेंज कर सकते हैं. सो वी लुक इनटू दैट एंड वी डू द ट्रायल्स फॉर दैट रीजन. देन कुछ कंडीशन ऐसी होती है कि जहाँ पर क्योर इज नॉट पॉसिबल. So in that case, we just try to provide relief where cure is not possible. Now, कुछ बीमारियां ऐसी हैं जहाँ पर some rare diseases are there or some diseases are there where it is said कि भाई cure is possible नहीं है, जो है वो तो रहेगा, cure is not possible, but हम लोग relief दे सकते हैं due to that reason. तो that's why we do the clinical trials for a particular drugs. अब डिफरेंस क्या होता है, जो क्लिनिकल ट्रायल मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट होते हैं, जो क्लिनिकल ट्रायल में होता है बेनिफिट, और जो मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट जो रूटीन में आप ट्रीटमेंट में कराते हैं, उसमें बेसिक डिफरेंस है। आई विल नॉट गो इन डिटेल, इट विल बी कवर्ड इन ड्यूरिंग योर कोर्स। बेसिक डिफरेंस क्या होता है कि जब हम कोई भी दवा मार्केट में अवेलेबल होती है, कोई भी थेरेपी अवेलेबल होती है, तो वो हम किसी भी पेशेंट को, किसी भी एज ग्रुप को, किसी भी मेडिकल कंडीशन में, इफ पेशेंट इज रिसीविंग लॉट ऑफ ड्रग्स, पेशेंट इज हैविंग अदर कोमॉर्बिडिटीज, वी कैन गिव। बट क्लिनिकल ट्रायल जो होता है, दैट इज गिवन इन वेरी एस्ट्रिंजेंट क्राइटेरिया, बहुत ही उसको रेस्ट्रिक्टिव पेशेंट को दिया जाता है कि पेशेंट शुड बी 18 ईयर ओल्ड, पीडियाट्रिक पेशेंट नहीं होना चाहिए, जीरियाट्रिक पेशेंट नहीं होना चाहिए, प्रेग्नेंट लेडी नहीं होनी चाहिए, ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग पर्सन नहीं होना चाहिए। सो बेसिकली हम लोग वेरी एस्ट्रिंजेंट क्राइटेरिया में देते हैं, उसको कोई मेडिसिन नहीं ले रहा हो, उसको कोई और डिजीज नहीं हो, तो इन दैट कंडीशन वी गिव दैट क्लिनिकल ट्रायल। Now we look into the different types of clinical trial. First, first one is treatment trials. It will test the new treatment, new combination of drugs or new approaches to surgery or radiation therapy for people with a particular disease. ट्रीटमेंट ट्रायल्स मतलब जहां पर हम ट्रीटमेंट से रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन और ट्रीटमेंट से रिलेटेड न्यू थेरेपी, न्यू story, we can look into that. Then is preventive trial. As the name implies, is where we can, how we can prevent the disease, how we can uh, uh, give more benefit to the patient. So look for better ways to prevent disease in people who have never had the disease, or to prevent a disease from returning. कई बार ऐसा होता है ना, सर्दी आ रही होती है, किसी को अस्थमेटिक होता है, तो बोल देते हैं कि अब आप अस्थमा की दवा लेना शुरू कर दीजिए, प्रिवेंटिव थेरेपी लेना शुरू कर दीजिए, बिकॉज नाउ इट इज सीजन इज बीइंग चेंज्ड ड्यूरिंग दिवाली और ड्यूरिंग होली। तो या कई बार ऐसा होता है कि वी आर टेकिंग सम एनएसएड्स फॉर दिस रूमेटिक आर्थराइटिस, या उसके लिए हम जो एनएसएड्स ले रहे हैं, उसके बाद डॉक्टर हमें प्रिस्क्राइब कर देता है, यू शुड टेक विद प्रोटॉन पंप इनहिबिटर्स, पेंटाप्राजोल है, ओमिप्राजोल, लॉट ऑफ ड्रग्स हैज बीन गिवन। व्हाई? कि उनको पता है कि इसमें भी पॉसिबल एसिडिटी हो सकती है, तो वो प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं, पहले ही हम लोगों को दे दे कि वो ड्रग ले लें जिससे एसिडिटी ना हो। So these approaches may include medicine, vitamins, vaccines, minerals, or lifestyle changes. So basically, vaccine is part of that. अभी हम लोग कोरोना वैक्सीन ले रहे हैं कि we should prevent, even जिसको नहीं हुआ है कोरोना, उसको भी वैक्सीन ले रहे हैं कि हम लोग को आगे ना हो, विटामिन्स होती है कि कोई विटामिन की कमी ना हो। All these things we do it in clinical trials of, that is called preventive trials. Diagnostic trials. So diagnostic trial is basically determine better test or procedures for diagnosis a particular disease or condition. अभी जैसे कोरोना के टाइम पे हमने देखा था, पहले एंटीजन टेस्ट आया था, फिर आरटीपीसीआर आया, फिर कई कई जगह कुछ और भी टेस्ट आए थे कि न्यू डिफरेंट टेस्ट। सो आपको क्या लगता है कि दिस टेस्ट विदाउट एनी ट्रायल और विदाउट एनी टेस्टिंग दे केम इन मार्केट? नो। कोई भी नई चीज आने के लिए बेसिकली वी नीड टू डू द डायग्नोस्टिक ट्रायल्स। सो we can better test for procedure for diagnosis or particular disease or maybe particular condition, हम equip हो जाए with new information. Screening trials, the test that test the best way to detect certain disease or health condition. कुछ डिजीज होती है, हम लोग जैसे वी हैव सीन के इन अवर फैमिली, एक आफ्टर 45-40 में एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव हेल्थ स्क्रीनिंग के लिए हम लोग जाते हैं, वहाँ पर एक ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द टेस्ट रिलेटेड टू 45-50 ईयर के लिए के बाद एक ऑल द टेस्ट, एक रूटीन टेस्ट होते हैं। तो दीज आर द स्क्रीनिंग टेस्ट विच need to get know about if there is any disease which is not active as of now, but it is in your body, any health condition. So again, we do trial for these new screening test or new thing. It is called a screening trials. Quality of life trials or supportive care trials. Here we will explore their different ways to improve comfort and the quality of life of an individual with a chronic illness. As we know that hypertension है किसी को, then chronic kidney disease है, then we have diabetic mellitus. So quality of life एक certain time के बाद it decreases. So this is the way how we can improve the quality of life, how we can do. कहते हैं ना जैसे कि hypertension है, you should avoid some food habit change करनी चाहिए, you should go for regular walk or exercise or salt intake comes. So these are the quality of life questionnaire we can say. On the basis we come to know about the quality of life. So we also validate these questionnaire of error and do the trials for that. Now we'll look into the drug development process. How the drug is being developed. कैसे drug develop होती है. So it's basically a life cycle. Life cycle में कहाँ से start होती है? Drug discovery. Drug discovery मतलब जो lab में हम लोग नए नए मॉलिक्यूल्स, नए नए केमिकल एंटिटी जो हम लोग निकालते हैं, हम लोग रिसर्च करते हैं. वी केम टू नो कि इसमें ये नई मोआईटी है, यहाँ पर कुछ अपन कुछ फंक्शनल ग्रुप अलग लगा के हम लोग वी कैन चेंज दैट. सो बेसिकली ऑन दैट whatever it is being generated in lab is called drug discovery. Once that we have n number of molecules, after that we'll do the preclinical study. As we know, the clinical is humans, and preclinical humans से पहले कहाँ study होती है? That is called animal studies. So we'll do animal studies, and after that we do clinical trials, as we discussed in the previous slides. Clinical trials, that study or trial is in human. Then after this, once that regulatory satisfy with the data of the clinical trials which marketing authorization holders has submitted, they will provide the marketing approval. Okay, now you can sell the drug to a particular for a particular disease in a particular country or whatever it may be. Then it will come into the market. So drug discovery process. What is the basically drug discovery process? Definition. The process by which pharmaceutical, biotechnology and other sponsors identify or screen compounds to find potentially active therapeutic agents. So any process by which either pharmaceutical companies or biotechnological companies or any sponsor, that means who is the owner of a particular drug, identify or screen compounds. Because I told कि whenever before clinical research drug discovery में हम लोग we identify different compounds. तो जो compounds होते हैं या therapeutically active therapeutic agents होते हैं, that is called also compounds or agents, वो हम lab में लेते हैं. तो once you thought कि आपको एक particular therapeutic area में work करना है कि that for hypertension you need to do the research, you need to go with the new molecule. So you will select the target selection किया आपने, then you will be doing the target validation. Then lead finding, मतलब आपको कुछ molecules मिले, that is called lead compound. आफ्टर दैट आप उसका ऑप्टिमाइजेशन करेंगे, आपको एक पर्टिकुलर कुछ मॉलिक्यूल मिले हैं, आप उसमें से एक देखेंगे हु वुड बी द बेस्ट, वो कौन से मॉलिक्यूल में अच्छा मॉलिक्यूल हो सकता है जो कि इन सब में बेस्ट हो. दैट इज कॉल्ड कैंडिडेट ड्रग. देन वी विल डू इट प्री क्लिनिकल, देन क्लिनिकल डेवलपमेंट. So till this lab activities, it is called discovery. And from once we got that final molecule and we started working it on trials, or we can start it in with the human animal trials, it is called development process till this market is being registered by the regulatory authority, and then product is come out from the for marketing, and it is publicly available to all. So I request madam to please go through this slides.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And I hope there are not any questions so far. Anyways, we'll take up if you have any questions at the end of the session. I hope you can hear me, right? You could just confirm. You can hear me, right?
Yes, yes, we can. Your please, students, please confirm.
Okay. As far as okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so we have been looking at the different phases of clinical research, clinical trial, and as very rightly stated by Sir, clinical means in the humans. तो जहाँ पे भी ह्यूमन इन्वॉल्वमेंट होता है उनको हम लोग क्लिनिकल ट्रायल रिसर्च बोलते हैं. Okay. So when it comes to, so obviously we cannot be experimenting or understanding a drug based directly into human beings, and that is one of the reasons that we have something which is known as the preclinical uh, phase of trials. Okay, so here it is definitely something wherein the animals are involved, and this is also very very important phase of this entire process that Sir has been talking about. So this is the phase wherein, because you have a molecule, आपके पास एक molecule है, एक research molecule है, जो आपको पता है, जो आप assume करते हो, जैसे आपका एक hypothesis रहता है, आप assume करते हो कि it will help this drug that I have identified, जो मैंने मतलब मैंने खोज की है, ये इस बीमारी के लिए बेनिफिट है, ये बीमारी इससे दूर हो सकती है या उसको कंट्रोल में ला सकती है या वॉट एवर इट इज. ओके, सो नाउ बट इट इज जस्ट अ एक्सपेक्टेशन, आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन होता है और हमको करना ये है कि before you start doing the real experimentation in the patients, in the subjects that we are targeting at, it has to be tested on the animals. Okay, just to see whether any other side effects happen because of the drug. कौन सा कोई और सिस्टम या नो बॉडी पार्ट अफेक्ट हो रहा है क्या, कौन से डोज में, जैसे अगर आपने दवाइयाँ देखी है तो मेनी ड्रग्स कम इन 20, 25, 10 mg, 15 mg, 40 mg एंड सो फोर्थ. सो दैट इज द डोज ऑफ दैट, मतलब कितने मात्रा में वो देना है, हाउ मच, इन व्हाट डोसेज शुड वी बी प्रोवाइडिंग दैट मेडिसिन to the person so that the person gets relief. Pharmacodynamics, pharmacokinetics, whether there is any effect on the body by usage of that particular molecule, because it is a new molecule, and whether it leads to any teratogenic effect or any cancer. Okay, and what are the long term use of what is the long term effect of the use of the drug in the animals. Okay. Okay, next slide, sir. Yeah, next. So that was the preclinical one, and the clinical development sorry, just like drug development, हमारे clinical trials में भी there are phases. You just don't जैसे आज मैंने research molecule देखा, tomorrow I mean I got a new research molecule. Tomorrow I experimented on animals. Third day I experimented on a few humans, and then I get an approval. No drug comes to the market overnight. Okay. So, what are the phases of clinical trial? So, it starts with the early phase, the which is phase one, phase two, and then as we move on to phase three is when the more and more number of patients are being involved, and post marketing matlab once the drug is approved and it is in the market, what you have, that is post marketing surveillance, post marketing studies. These are known as the phase 4 studies. Okay, so in this, what happens is that as just like in drug development, you have identified around 50,000 molecules. Then you will start filtering it out, and then you will come to at least five or six, or maybe I mean बहुत ज़्यादा filter कर करके you get a handful of drugs which you can start practicing on the animals. एंड देन ह्यूमन ट्रायल्स के बाद तो शायद वो मतलब अगर 50 है जहाँ पे आपने एनिमल ट्रायल्स शुरू किया है, ह्यूमन ट्रायल्स आते आते कभी कभार वो 5 या 4 भी हो सकते हैं. ओके, सो phase 1 is normally done on volunteers, and these are not patients, they are healthy humans. So here what we are trying to check is that whether there would be any side effect of if this drug is administered to the humans. So इसके लिए यहाँ पे हम लोग patients को नहीं लेते. We take healthy volunteers. Once it gives good considerable amount of information or promising information, अच्छा information, only then it goes on to phase 2. Okay, phase 2 is wherein यहाँ पे आप dosage देखोगे. So now you start including you patients. Now they are known as subjects, patients, but again the number is very very low, because here now you're looking at कितने मात्रा में हमको डोसेज देना है पेशेंट्स को, ताकि उनका इफेक्ट बहुत अच्छा हो और कम से कम साइड इफेक्ट हो. ओके. And then phase 3 is when you have many thousands and lakhs of people being tested on this drug globally. Because why you need to do research globally? Because every क्या बोलते हैं, every region will have different kind of reaction to the same molecule. So जैसे Asian country जैसे India है, we'll have a different reaction to that molecule. At the same time, US would have a different reaction to the molecule. So phase 3A, that is also divided into A and B, wherein you are continuously doing trials on patients. Okay. तो इनिशियली जैसे अगर आपके पास एक एंटी डायबिटिक ड्रग है, इट कैन बी जस्ट प्लेन द aim can be just to see how effective it is helping to control the diabetes. जैसे जैसे थोड़े later on after a few years, if you want, you can also add an added indication. That's the जैसे you want to test now anti. So in this the basic anti diabetic trial, you are only having diabetics. Okay. Now when you come to something like that, anti-diabetics who have, sorry, diabetics who have lot many what do you say, comorbidities, जैसे heart issues है, liver issues है, kidney problems है, diabetes में ये बहुत common है. So maybe you can also have a parallel research running on these specific patients जिनका कोई history हो kidney issues का या liver issues का या heart issues का, and then you can see how the patients are behaving to that. So this is known as indication. Okay. Of course this is just an introduction, so I'll not take you through all this. uh, I mean, as the course goes on, you will have further information on all these phases. And phase 4, as I said, that NDA is new drug application. So once we have lot of information, so we are looking at risk benefit ratio of the product. So once we see that the benefits are more and the risks are really low, and risks are something which we can actually control better, then the information is submitted to the health authority, wherein they would give an approval for the drug to be marketed. Once the drug is in the market, it is a any study later on conducted is known as post marketing phase. And as I said, it is not जैसे overnight एक कोई नया drug आपके market में आ गया. It almost takes 10 to 12 to 15 years from a molecule drug to go through all these phases and then to enter the market. Yeah, next slide. So Aishwarya has raised the hand. So is there a question, or can we address it towards the end? Okay. Okay, fine. So now who are the players in clinical trial? Okay. So players, obviously, clinical trials are definitely, as we were talking about, we need a lot of subjects. Okay. So subjects are the patients that we are doing, we are testing the drugs on. Okay. So they are the biggest stakeholders of us. Okay. One second. Huh? Yeah, sorry. Um, so they are the biggest players for us. So most important element, I would say, stakeholders, I would say. Okay, but then to reach up to the patients, we have lot many regulations and lot many other stakeholders who are a part of this. Okay, so patients who are involved in a clinical trial, they're continuously in touch with the site staff. That is the investigators, वहाँ का जो coordinators है. So patients are entirely the responsibility of the site जहाँ पे ये clinical trial चल रहा है. So from a sponsor's perspective, we have the entire clinical operations team or clinical research team. Okay, we have CRAs in that. We have the project manager, we have the medical director, we have the regulatory person from the sponsor company. Okay, also sometimes what happens, the sponsor is outsourcing this clinical research activities to a CRO, that is contract research organization, who do the monitoring on the behalf of the sponsor. Okay, now you also have, as I said, investigators, sub investigators. So CRAs are in direct touch with the investigators and sub investigators. And we definitely need an approval from the regulator in order to conduct any clinical trial. But now between the sponsor and the investigator, we have the and the regulator, we have the institutional review board. This is the ethics committee, which is a non-biased group, न्यूट्रल ग्रुप जैसे हम लोग बोल सकते हैं, जो इंश्योर करते हैं कि जो भी प्रोटोकॉल है, जो भी ट्रायल डिजाइन है, वो no, it is for the benefit of the patients and not for the benefit of the company or the investigators. So these are all the major players in clinical trials. And we'll definitely, as I said, if you become a part of the entire course, this is just an introduction. These would be studied in detail. Yeah, next slide, please. So, future of clinical trial. So, we have seen that India has a very big population, a lot of disease. It has multiple diseases, and har bar we are getting newer and newer disease. Of course, I'm not talking about COVID. Okay, that was also a very big example wherein clinical research was very important, because अगर vaccines को भी आपको लेकर आना है, so you cannot, of course, you cannot spend years of development and clinical research. But then, no, clinical research is very evident because you have newer things coming up, and you always need, or जो पुराने treatments है, at some point in time for the future generation, they become ineffective. So you need to have advanced, um, no, advanced treatments for the upcoming generation. So definitely, because India has a population of more than 1.2 billion, we have different diseases which is just affecting many of our most of our population. Doctor ratio is absolutely very high. Okay, and qualified and efficient healthcare professionals. So, clinical research is the need of the hour, especially because we need innovative drugs. We need newer drugs, newer treatments to come up in the market, and India becomes a very big hub because of the variety that India uh, provides. Next slide. So, what is the clinical trial process? Okay, so this is just again just an overview. Okay, so you have a study design, जैसे study किस तरह से conduct करना है, that is known as the study design. Okay, then you have many documents which help uh, the personals or the stakeholders involved in the clinical trial to help them conduct those that entire study process or study design को follow करने के लिए there are lot many documents. Okay, So these are like the protocols, investigator brochures, there are ICF. So you have to prepare all these documents, because most of these documents are also required to be submitted to the health authority. We need to once we have all the protocol and things like that, we have to do the site and the investigator selection. मतलब आपका अगर anti cancer का product है, I mean drug है, okay, you cannot be conducting it in a hospital which is well known for diabetes, okay. So you need to ensure that the site that you're going to choose is going to give you that kind of patients which is required as per the trial design. Ethics committee review. Once the investigators are selected, you have the ethics committee review that has to happen. पहले उनका approval लगता है. Investigators जो select होते हैं उनका approval चाहिए, protocol का approval चाहिए, IB का approval चाहिए, and only then it can be submitted to the health authority. Approval letter. Then once you have all these review done by ethics committee, you've got the approvals, you are sharing all this document to the health authority, and the health authority gives you permission to conduct the clinical trial. Once that is there, then you start doing the investigator meetings. तो investigators जो इसको आपने select किया है उन सबको एक जगह बुला के उनको प्रोटोकॉल एक्सप्लेन करके यू ऑल्सो मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द ट्रायल डिजाइन, व्हाट इज एक्सपेक्टेशन, व्हाट इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द इन्वेस्टिगेटर. जैसे मैंने बोला कि पेशेंट्स आर सोली द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द इन्वेस्टिगेटर. Then you have the once the investigator meeting is done, then you start initiating sites. मतलब साइट में जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट है वहाँ पे जो ट्रेनिंग्स लगता है वहाँ का जो टीम है वो सारा एडिक्वेट है, उनका क्वालिफिकेशंस एवरीथिंग. सो यू टू स्टार्ट इनिशिएटिंग द साइट्स सो दैट दे कैन ensure that they are doing the patient screening and patient selection is being done. Okay. So once the site is initiated, you have the patient enrollment which starts. Okay. Um, then continuous monitoring is done by the CRAs, जहाँ पे they ensure कि सारे regulations, GCP, protocol, everything is followed without any fail. This monitoring, they are also looking at the protocol. Also talks about the follow-up visits, and they ensure that the patients are coming. Everything that is collected is documented in the relevant sections. Okay. So data management is a very, very important part of clinical trials. And of course, once you are ending the clinical trial, then there is a lot of assessment analysis that has to be done, because you have to analyze all those years of whatever has happened in the clinical trial, and hence we have lot of statistical review that is done. Once data management wale statistics करके they give you a report of what is the outcome, whether the clinical trial was successful, whether it is going to benefit the patients or not. The final report is released, which has to again be submitted to the health authority, after which, if everything is fine, only then the drug is approved for marketing. Okay. Next slide, please. So as I said, the India advantage is definitely we have world-class medical infrastructure along with the patient population. Okay. We are also familiar with the Western medical facilities. It's not only the Unani, Ayurvedic, and things like that. We have a lot of good facilities out here. We know English competency is really good. We are very economical. India is a very economical country when it comes to conducting clinical trials. We have ensured that the in ICH and the GCP, which is required to conduct clinical trials, are implemented. We have a lot of project management. This entire thing is a project management capabilities, because उसमें इतने सारे stakeholders है that the project management abilities have to be very, very high, because one एक slip कहीं पे and it can impact the data that is being collected, and then the entire जो भी आपने efforts डाले वो सारे फिजूल में चले जाएंगे. Central lab facilities, we have got accredited labs out here, wherein, because again, for everything we need standardization. तो जो क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स में हम लोग ब्लड सैंपल्स कलेक्ट करते हैं, वी हैव डेडिकेटेड सेंट्रल लैब्स जहाँ पे इनका टेस्टिंग होता है, सो दैट देर इज यूनिफॉर्मिटी। मतलब हम लोग कोई भी लोकल लैब में, आपने ये भी देखा रहेगा, दो लैब के नॉर्मल रेंजेस हमेशा सेम होना ज़रूरी नहीं है, कभी कभी अलग भी होता है। सो इसके लिए वी हैव एक, these are certified laboratories which we have by the government, which we have, wherein we can conduct all these testings. And we have lot of our clinical trial, this regulations are one of the best, I think one of the best, and one of the most effective and efficient one, which is entirely looking at ensuring that the patients are safe, their rights are protected, and also they ensure that there are no biases। मतलब कोई अपने फायदे के लिए क्लिनिकल ट्रायल नहीं कर रहा है। So this is one of the best and I think most stringent, ये सबसे strict clinical trial regulations है जो हमारे इंडिया में है। Next slide. Is that the last one? Okay. Domains in clinical research. So when you look at, as I said, clinical research itself is such a big function. उसमें बहुत सारे verticals है। तो उसमें you have the clinical trial operations, जहाँ पे आप actual processing कैसे clinical trial conduct कर रहे हैं वो देखते हो। Clinical data management, very very important, जहाँ पे statistics, if you're interested in maths and numbers, clinical data management and statistics is the perfect answer to getting a dream job. Medical writing, because you have so many regulatory documents which are involved in this clinical trial protocol, IB, ICF. So there are many documents which are required, the annual safety update reports, the development safety update reports, and so on and so forth. Pharmacovigilance, we are looking at the safety and efficacy of the drug. Regulatory affairs, we are looking at the regulations for getting approval of the trial, for getting कोई भी प्रोटोकॉल अमेंडमेंट्स है तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए, साइट रजिस्ट्रेशन कैसे करते हैं, थिंग्स लाइक दैट। क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस, most important, because if we compromise on quality, we are compromising on the data that we are collecting, and that is the end or a failure of clinical research or clinical trials. So quality assurance is very very important, and it is of course business development, because you invest today. We are not saying that we no, we are just doing, we are definitely looking for the benefit of the patient, but the end of the day, it is also kind of a business development wherein we are catering to so many patients free of cost. You're doing your clinical research and ensuring that the support that we are getting from the from the patients is used for the benefit of the other patients. Types of clinical trials. So you have in-house, which is all controlled by the sponsor of the clinical trial. As I said, CRO, which is clinical research organizations, जो हम लोग outsource करते हैं. And fully outsource is like you may have the global clinical trial may be running out here, but it is managed entirely by the global team. So India team is not at all involved. Though it is running in India, the India team is not involved. Okay. Yeah. Next slide. So these are the different, I would not say careers, but these are different uh, functions or important roles which you can play in case you enter into clinical research. And as I said, that maybe it is not not say you have so many choices कि आप एक ही लेवल में रहोगे, ये जरूरी नहीं है। Of course you need to be passionate, you need to be hard working, definitely. Okay. So it starts with clinical trial assistant. That is the like entry level job. You have the CRA, then you go in for senior CRA, you become a team leader, project manager. senior project manager, then you have the manager medical and regulatory, okay, manager safety and patients, quality assurance, and you have the medical director. Of course, for medical director and manager medical, you need to be a medically qualified, but for others, you just can be a from a paramedic field or a pharmacist. Uh, you can also become associate director projects, because you just need those experiences. Of course, जैसे 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 वो ऊपर ऊपर जाता है, you need to be more experienced. You cannot have these as entry level jobs. Business development director, then you have the head clinical operations, and then you have the general manager. You can also become general manager if you are really into clinical research and you have gone through business development, have handled 2 3 projects at a go. So there is no what you say, no stopping you. uh, of course, if you're looking at the phases of clinical trial per se, you have all these different kind of activities. So you have project management, you have drug development planning, monitoring, source data verification, safety reporting, regulatory approval, QA audits, and business development. Okay, next. Yeah, I think that was the last slide. And now you can ask for any, if you have any queries, please do come up and please clear all your doubts. So we are open to questions. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Can you identify yourself? नाम क्या है आपका?
Karthik Shinde, ma'am.
Yeah, Karthik.
Ma'am, some drugs are not FDA approved. Still, they are in market. How it is possible?
They are not approved. Still, they are in market. No, I did not get the question.
Some drugs are not approved by FDA, but still they are in market. Like one of the brand, that's Rimogliflozin from Glenmark. It is not FDA approved, but still in market.
You are talking about India.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically for Indian market, the approval from Indian regulatory is required, not from FDA. FDA is only for drug to be marketed in US. So FDA is required. For India, it is CDSCO or DCGI. For Brazil, it is Anvisa. From European countries, it's EMA, European Medical Agency, UK MHRA. So on where you would like to go for marketing of a particular drug, you need to approval from that particular regulatory authority of that country. Got your point?
Okay. Yes, yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. So, ma'am, there is a question in Q&A box. What is clinical QC?
The QC is quality control, and clinical, if you're talking about clinical research, there are different aspects that you need to do quality check on. Okay. So it starts from the kind of data that is collected, किस तरह से उसको collect करते हैं, how it is maintained, how it is archived. Okay, so that is the data thing, quality control. You also have something which is known as the inventory control. That is जो आपके पास drugs आते हैं, how are they shipped, how are they stored, how do you ensure that the patients that it is, or there's always a flow of the trial drug, and there is no gap in between, because you need to ensure that all this quality checks are under control. How is it stored at the site? मतलब shipping करते समय अगर temperature -10 है, is the facility available to ensure at the site that the drug is also stored at the same degree? So there are different verticals. You can also talk about the patient selection, the lab tests which are done. मतलब how are they, जो samples collect होते हैं वो कैसे ship होते हैं, वो कौन से लैब में ये करते हैं, नो क्या बोलते टेस्ट करते हैं. तो क्वालिटी चेक एट एवरी स्टेज इज वेरी वेरी important, especially because, as I said, because we are talking about real life, real data collection, and anything that goes wrong, documents, जो भी documents है वो आपके प्रोटोकॉल हो, स्टडी डिजाइन का स्टार्ट से लेके everything has to be quality checked or quality controlled. Okay, so quality control is a very very wide topic. Okay, so it cannot be explained in just 2 minutes also. So as I said, हर एक स्टेज, हर एक स्टेक होल्डर जो भी इन्वॉल्व है क्लिनिकल ट्रायल में, we ensure that quality control is there for everything. Informed consent form, पेशेंट को समझ में आया कि नहीं समझ में आया है, ये भी देखना जरूरी है. जो पेशेंट को सिलेक्ट किया है वो पेशेंट बराबर, आई मीन, इज द पेशेंट एलिजिबल टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ द क्लिनिकल ट्रायल. सो द many things which comes under quality check. So you want to add anything out here?
No, ma'am. You have already covered everything. So, in nutshell, at every step of the clinical trial, quality control is required, and you need to keep an eye on the quality of the trial progress, each and everything.
Okay, I hope the question is answered properly. Sachin, do you have any question?
No, ma'am, but I have one doubt in bioavailability and bioequivalence.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yes, Sachin, continue.
Yes.
Yeah, continue your
Yeah.
question.
Okay, sir, so in clinical QC, there is bioequivalence and bioavailability. So means in that sampling, quality sample means the collection of, yeah.
Sachin, we are not clear on your question. So what is your question related to BAB studies?
Sachin, you can write down your question on the Q&A box. Sorry. So, sir, there is one more question. Like, how CTA position differ from CRC and CRA?
CTA basically is the clinical trial assistant, while the CRC is the clinical research coordinator and CRA clinical research associate. So basically, CRA is from this sponsor, or it may be from CRO. CRC, sometimes what happens, the CRO give third party contact to them. So again, CRC would be from their side, and they will look into the progress of routine progress of this ongoing or progress of the trial, while CTA is that assistant. So they are assisting in the trial. Sometimes what happens that that very big hospital is there, and they have investigator has asked company से कि भाई आप अपना एक कोई आदमी बंदा प्रोवाइड करा दीजिए, छोटी मोटी चीजें वो कर देगा. We do not have that manpower. तो वो ट्रायल में असिस्टेंट करता है. So both all the three has different roles.
Okay. And the other question is, can we move from CRA to
Ma'am, 1 second. I'll just address just one more thing about CRC. Mostly, if you look at CTA position, as Sir very rightly stated, is more about documentation, preparing the site, ensuring कि EC submission, EC को जो submission जाना चाहिए. It is mostly documentation that they are working on. CTAs, okay, they are assisting to ensure that the clinical trial, everything that is required by the ethics committee, by the regulator, by the investigator site, it is taken care of. CRA is the clinical research associate who is doing the actual monitoring. वो actually travel करता है, is on the site and looking at all the documents, ensuring that everything is going as per required. CRC majorly they belong to the site, okay, clinical research coordinators. They CTA, CRA mostly are from the sponsor or the CRO. CRC in most cases they belong to the site who are helping the investigators with the patients to conduct a clinical trial. Okay, and how CTA position? Okay, sorry. Can we move from CRA to any PV domain? Okay, so pharmacovigilance. So see, the best part of clinical research is that it is combined of everything. You come to know about what are the regulations, what is the regulatory process, what is the clinical research process. You know how to collect assays, the clinical pharmacovigilant or safety relevant information. So definitely, if you're interested, because see all these domains have कहीं ना कहीं थोड़े से अलग होते ही है, but if you're interested, this is a possibility that you can shift from CRA to PV. But the reason to shift from CRA to PV should not be that मुझे अभी travel नहीं करना है, I want a desk job. Okay, so I think that is one of the questions which has been asked.
Thank you so much, ma'am. There is one more question. Like, can we move from CRA to in any PV domain?
Yeah,
This
I
has
just
already been explained by Madam.
Okay. Okay. So, sir, there is one question from YouTube. So, give suggestions about clinical data analyst.
Pardon?
Give suggestions about clinical data analyst.
So what exactly he is looking for, he or she looking for?
Jinesh Pagadar Pagdar is asking ki, sir, please also give suggestions about clinical data analyst. This much is the only question.
What do you want about details? Because as I said that if you are really interested in statistics, because again हम लोग जब clinical trial करते हैं, जो data हम लोग collect करते हैं, it is only restricted to a pool of patients. मतलब हम लोग पूरे country के लोगों पे clinical trial नहीं कर सकते हैं. So the data management person or the data analyst person is the one who can look at this. Like for example, if we have 100 Indian patients, you have to ensure that you're extrapolating that result to the population of India and then coming to a consensus as to whether the clinical trial was in favor of the patient or was not in favor of the patient. So you have to be very good at numbers, more so in statistics, if you are looking for being a data analyst.
I think one more question in Q&A session is that, sir, do we need a certificate to enter this field, or we can enter just after any life science degree? If yes, what should be the minimum duration? So actually it is not like that कि अगर आपके पास ये certification course नहीं है तो आप field में नहीं जा सकते, but थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है with your routine degrees. ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल नहीं मिलेगी, but certification course से एक आपको push मिल जाता है. What happen कि आपको जब सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्स करते हैं इवन फ्रॉम हियर और एनीवेयर, तो क्या होता है बेसिक आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन एज कंपेयर टू योर नॉर्मल डिग्री, आपके पास थोड़ी एक बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन, बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ क्लिनिकल ट्रायल या सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज एक आपके पास ज़्यादा रहती है और उससे एक आपको थोड़ा पुश मिलता है. सो यू कैन इजीली ज्वाइन सम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. और इसका कोई मिनिमम ड्यूरेशन नहीं है कि आपको कब जॉब मिलेगी कब जॉब नहीं मिलेगी. जैसे इसमें लिखा है, इफ यस मतलब आपकी डिग्री के हिसाब से आपको कल भी जॉब लग सकती है, आपको साल भर में भी लग सकती है, डिपेंड अपॉन हाउ यू आर सर्चिंग और हाउ कंपनीज जॉब रिक्वायरमेंट्स उनकी क्या है, तो टोटली डिपेंड अपॉन दैट मार्केट अवेलेबिलिटी और मार्केट रिक्वायरमेंट. Madam, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I think very rightly stated. So life science, why we want a life science degree minimum is only because we are dealing with the scientific field out here. So it is always better to have somebody, but again that doesn't restrict कि जैसे अगर किसी ने very rightly stated by sir कि जब आप ये certification course करते हो, you are the first preferred choice, I would say, because company को at least basics सिखाने के लिए इतना effort नहीं लगाना पड़ता है. So in that case, even if you're from any other field other than life sciences, but then you have a good certification program and you know the basics, then I think it is perfectly okay not to be from a life science this. But then of course, if you are from life science, it becomes a little more easy. But then again, if you are adding your maybe a commerce or a arts degree along with some of these certification courses, और वहाँ पे थोड़ा मेहनत ज़्यादा लगेगा because you have to get into the details because it is all scientific, it is all about drugs. And again, if you are really passionate and you want to make a career in this, I think nobody can stop you. So this certificate course will always be an added advantage, because as a hiring person, I would also look at what does this person know. I'm not bothered about what graduate this person is, but then what does this person know about this position जिसके लिए वो interview के लिए आया है या आई है. Simple it is. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. From the attendance, if you have any questions, like you can drop also on Q&A box and ask all. आप में से किसी को भी डाउट है, आप सब फ्रैंकली क्वेश्चंस पूछ सकते हैं. No need to hesitate.
One question for Archana is that most of the CRO in Maharashtra nowadays ask for experienced candidate. What should the freshers do? तो एज वी मी एंड मैडम ऑल्सो टोल्ड कि थोड़ी लिमिटेशन तो रहेगी एक्सपीरियंस की, वो तो वी कैन नॉट डिनाई कि दिक्कत फ्रेशर्स को आती है. बट फर्स्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट इज दैट कि आपको जो एज ए फ्रेशर्स आपको जो भी जॉब मिले, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर सेइंग कि यू शुड डू दिस टाइप ऑफ सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्सेज, बिकॉज इसमें क्या होता है कि सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्स में वो एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि आपको वेरी बेसिक, जो बेसिक उनको ट्रेनिंग देनी होती है वो 50-60% एटलीस्ट आपको आती है. तो दे नीड टू push you only. वो थोड़ा सा बस उनको धक्का लगाना है, बाकी you will be knowing half of the things and rest half of the things in bit. So बहुत कम उनको आपको ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा and then you will be getting all these things very soon. But हाँ, थोड़ी दिक्कत आती है, that we cannot deny it. And with this courses, it can bit push you as compared to those who are not having.
And Archana, I mean, I don't agree to that no, they are only asking for experienced candidates, because I have always been saying that especially when you do these certification courses which are specifically designed to give you the corporate experiences or the real no, जब अगर आप जॉब करोगे तो उसमें जो जो रिक्वायरमेंट है उसको मतलब ध्यान में रख के हम लोग ये कोर्स डिजाइन करते हैं. So then the way you are answering it definitely changes things. Okay. So or anyways, I always say that when you are a graduate, maybe a pharmacist, okay, you have to be provided some kind of a training. And ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, because see again, it depends on what kind of job you're looking at, because you cannot be expecting to be a team lead just because you are a PharmD student. I'm sorry to say, but this is one of the attitudes that people students today have कि मैंने इतना साल spend किया है, so now when I go to CRO I cannot start from a clinical CRA or a CTA. I need to So you have to go to step 1 and then you reach step 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I don't agree to that thing that no, they are only asking for experiences. Of course, there are many. The market is too big. So as sir also said that kabhi kabar dikkat aati hai only because you have no practical exposure to anything. Like people just do a pharmacy and then they want to enter into clinical research, and they do not have any practical exposure. But then that is one of the reasons that we say that such programs no will definitely help you, because that is what is the aim of the program, is to give you practical exposure. It's not only theory तो definitely it will be a part of it, because regulations and all हम लोग theory करके ही आपको सिखा सकते हैं. But when it comes to know what is the requirement of that role, I think if you do a certification course, this will definitely be helping you out. दिक्कत आएगी, बट डेफिनेटली ऐसा नहीं है कि फ्रेशर्स को कभी कहीं पे कुछ भी दिया नहीं जाता है.
अब देखिए CRA, CTA, CRC ये फ्रेशर ही लगते हैं, एक्सपीरियंस वाला थोड़ी लगेगा CTA,
Exactly.
CRC. हाँ, वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड के आज जो 100 जॉब्स फ्रेशर्स के लिए है तो 10,000 जॉब्स में बी विद एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन. सो ओनली थिंग इज दैट आपको एक बार एंटर होना है, और 6 to 9 मंथ एक्सपीरियंस इज मोर देन एनफ, क्योंकि एक बार आपकी एंट्री हो गई किसी भी तरीके से तो दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, और वो एंट्री आपको फिर आगे ले जा सकती है. एंड दिस सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्सेज पुशेस टू गिव यू द एंट्री.
So I don't agree to Karthik and Archana, at least for entry level jobs. At least even I would say, in fact, I would prefer freshers because I can mold the person the way that I want to mold that person. मतलब कैसे होता है ना कि फ्रेशर्स है तो आई नो कि स्लेट ना पूरा ब्लैक है, बोर्ड पूरा ब्लैंक है, और मैं उसमें फिल कर सकती हूँ. ओके, एज अ हायरिंग मैनेजर. So maybe you're not looking at the right kind of organizations. So maybe you can just check that. Another thing from Saurabh, which is the best domain after getting CRC experience except CRA desk job preference. What do you mean by desk job preference? Because if you are continuing to become being a CRC or a CRA, you can definitely get into the project management lead. Okay, but if you are talking about desk job, then again it will be only entry level. Then it will be a CTA or it will be pharmacovigilance जहाँ पे आप सिर्फ data entry कर रहे हो, ensuring that everything is into the database and things like that. Get your uh, expectations and what is it that you want from a career. Okay, don't do something just for your own for your convenience. I would say do something wherein you grow as a person. ओके, सो सीआरए बनने के बाद ही आप टीम लीड बन सकते हो. एंड टीम लीड वुड नॉट, सो व्हाट आई अंडरस्टैंड, सीआरए काफी ट्रैवल लगता है उसमें, बिकॉज यू हैव टू बी एट द साइट. ऑफ कोर्स अभी रिमोट मॉनिटरिंग काफी चल रहा है आजकल, which is again a desk job. Okay, but then if you are looking at becoming a team lead, I think so. Again, I would like to understand what is, or maybe you should ask yourself what is your definition of a desk job. डेस्क में बैठ के करना क्या है? Then you just become a secretary, you just become somebody assistant, like a clinical trial assistant. But then आपको travel कम करना है, then continue being a CRA, get all the experiences and become get into project management, and then ensure that you are leading a team without uh, roaming around. So desk job का definition, please check that.
And for desk job, if you are referencing, then you can go into that protocol writing and everything, writing, document writing. But again, वहाँ पर कुछ दिनों बाद आप वहाँ पर भी बोर हो जाओगे, क्योंकि वहाँ पर फिर आपको केवल राइटिंग, देयर इज नो अदर एंटरटेनमेंट, केवल राइटिंग ही करनी है. तो आई थिंक आप क्लिनिकल में कुछ भी करो, इफ यू आर हैविंग ए CRA एक्सपीरियंस ना, यू कैन गो एनीवेयर, बिकॉज द CRA एक्सपीरियंस इज दैट एक्सपीरियंस के जो आपको हर चीज बताता है. राइट फ्रॉम एवरीथिंग, इट विल इंक्लूड एवरीथिंग. सो आप उसके बाद आप कहीं भी एक जा सकते हो. इवन यू कैन गो फॉर क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस, site report specialist, you can go data management. So everywhere you can go with this CRA. So again, look your expectation, what you want to do, और कैसे आपको काम करना है, सीखना है, या एक खाली डेस्क जॉब पे बैठ के काम करना है। तो मेडिकल राइटिंग में आपका कोई प्रमोशन नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं, मतलब ठीक है आप काम कर रहे हो 10 साल से तो एक प्रमोशन दे देंगे, बट योर वर्क वुड बी द सेम, नथिंग न्यू, नो चैलेंज, नथिंग. Any other questions from here or from YouTube?
ओके, आप सभी को कोई क्वेश्चंस हो तो आप सब पूछ सकते हैं अच्छे से, आराम से, जो भी आपका क्वेरी हो, जो भी आपके डाउट हो.
Feel free to ask the questions, everyone. If you have any query, it's good platform to ask your query and solve your doubts. Everyone understood the session? May I know? For today's session, everything clear? I take this silent considered as you understood everything. So we just one more announcement. I will just announce something that you already knows that this webinar is organized by our academy, Global Pharma Academy. So our Global Pharma Academy is ISO certified organization who provides the various professional courses from the pharmaceutical industry. So the one of the courses we are provide, that is the clinical research as well. So we are providing 3 months online certification course in the clinical research. The best part of that is it is online, since anyone can remotely access this course. And one more things are also. So our administrator will share the image. Ria, are you there?
Yes sir, yes sir, I'm there.
Kindly share the image.
सर, like I guess किसी का ये PPT sharing बंद हो सकती है थोड़ी देर के लिए.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, thank you so much. Please confirm me that my screen is visible.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. I hope now it's visible.
Yes.
Yes.
So here is our course detail and structure. Okay. So we provide advanced clinical research program for 3-month online certification course, in which like there is 3 more things you will get. Like you will get a placement assistant, you will get skill development, and mock interview sessions are also there. And this course is like India's most affordable course, which is only at 8,000, and like you will get lifetime assistant and career guidance from our end. Like if you are becoming our part of organization, it means you are becoming our part of family, global pharma family. So this is the like poster we have, and apart from this, the modules are like, I hope ma'am the screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes.
This is our module of clinical research certification course. So in this certification, we are going to cover the introduction, history, and overview of clinical research, discovery and development, pharmacology and toxicology, who does what, role and responsibility of various stakeholders, integrity in clinical research, individual and institutional responsibility, and then ethics and guidelines in clinical research, essential document for the conduct of a clinical trial management and budgeting, regulation in clinical research, clinical data management and biostatics, quality assurance in clinical trial, and specialization clinical trials. Okay, so these are the 12 modules we are going to cover. Apart from this, just a second. We will also guide you your resume preparation, how to search job. Okay, I will provide you the live demo, expert advice, revision sessions, HR interview questions, discussions, mock interviews. For that, you have to just maintain your attendance, which is about 70 to 75% of attendance is compulsory. Also, we will provide you a project like after completing your course. Okay, and like these all are going to maintain in our sheet, and we will provide you a like grade and percentage accordingly to your performance. So this batch is going to start from 20th of November 2022. Okay, and yeah, this course is for 8,000. You can enroll it, and like we'll provide you the link of payment and everything, if those who are willing and wishing to join our academy. So anything add on from your side, Amit sir?
Yes, I just want to inform all of you that we are providing these courses because our perspective is that many of the freshers will get in-depth knowledge, their domain knowledge, and also importantly, we will prepare you professionally as well, because how to many skill development programs we are running here. How to communication skill is important, resume preparation, job searching skills, we are preparing you as well here. So you will get domain knowledge, you will get skill development. So this thing is very important for the fresher point of view. So this is the ideal course for the fresher and early level experienced person who want to do a good career in the clinical research. So you will definitely get the benefits of the affordable price, but as well as you will get more important benefits of getting domain knowledge from the highly expertise, having good experience in the clinical research, and of course we will help you for everything to get the skills and become more professional in this domain. So if you have any query or any doubt, Ria, she's our administrator. She will share her number. Okay, you can connect with her. So this course will start after 1 week only, 20 of the November. Okay, so admission will be open till only 19. Okay, 19 of November, and the classes will be on the Saturday and Sunday, and the classes timing will be morning 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, and most importantly, this organization ISO certified and MSME certified. So this is valid all over the world. And again, you will get definitely in the lifetime career counseling, you will get for end as well. So take the benefits of all these things, because we prepare these courses according to the point of the fresher point of view. So if you are fresher or early level experience and want to do the career in the clinical research, this is the ideal course for you. If
Yes,
any
also,
query, you can ask in the chat box as well.
yeah, sure. एंड ऑल्सो लाइक अगर आप लोगों का कोई रीज़न है, आप लोग में से कोई जॉब कर रहे हो या कोई भी रीज़न की वजह से आप लोग क्लास अटेंड नहीं कर पा रहे हो, You can also inform us, and like there are recording lectures जो हम लोग आपको provide करते हैं. मतलब आपके मतलब सुविधा के लिए काफी सारी चीजें हमारे तरफ से ऑर्गेनाइज रहेगी, बट वी ऑल्सो वांट कि डेकोरम भी मेंटेन रहे साइड बाय साइड. और यस, हमारे तरफ से हम आपको बेस्ट करियर गाइडेंस देंगे, बेस्ट ट्रेनिंग आपको सपोर्ट मिलेगी, सारी चीजें आपको अच्छी रहेंगी. इफ यू वांट एनी अदर फर्दर क्वेरी और एनीथिंग, just drop my number on the Q&A box. You can just directly contact me or WhatsApp me. The timing will be 9 to 6, from Monday to Friday. Okay, and also on Saturday, Sunday, you can call me from 8 to 6. Okay. Okay, so that's all from my end. Thank you so much.
Share your number. Yeah. If any query, any doubt, you can ask. Still, you can ask everyone. How's the session? You can also share how's the session, how you understood. I mean, what I hope you understood everything, and this session will be more helpful for you, because our motto always will be to guide you from, because most of the freshers need guidance to do the bright career, but before that you need to know the domain information. It should be suitable for you or not, and what kind of information you need to get a job. So like this thing we are covering here. I hope you all understood. Any query you can ask. We will wait for 2 minutes. If you have query, you can ask.
So I dropped my number in the Q&A box, and you can also write like in the globalpharmaacademy.com. Like this is my mail ID. So if any query, anything related regarding course or anything, you can just directly contact me. We also have student coordinator, but unfortunately she is not present here. She will join in the Saturday Sunday batches. So she is going to help you throughout the session, like certification courses. She is going to help you with your projects, with your assignments, with your examination questions and HR questions.
If you have any query, you can ask about the courses, about the presentation. I hope there is no any query. So we conclude this session. Thank you very much, our guest, first of all, to delivering such a great lecture, and for all the students and participants for attending, and of course the Global Pharma Academy for organizing all of this. So might be this session will be helpful for all of the students, and will definitely plan also again in future as well such similar sessions to guide you properly. Thank you from my end. Ria, want to add anything? Just from our point of from our guest as well.
Nothing from my side.
No, nothing from my end. Just thank you everyone for joining this session. This means a lot for us, and ये हमारे YouTube चैनल पे भी लाइव है. आपको अगर वापस से देखना चाहो तो 1 वीक तक वो रिकॉर्डिंग वहीं पे रहेगी, आप देख सकते हो.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am and sir.
Thank you everyone. Wish you all the best for your career ahead. And thank you guest once again. Thank you.